because the Suns failed, this is probably one of the biggest epic failures ever. Do you think that the super team era is over, or do you think this version of it just failed?
No, I think you can still build a proper super team. You know, I think, and I know this is a super extreme thing, but I like Golden State, right? They had Kevin Durant, they had Steph, they had Clay. They were so great because their games fit perfectly together. You know, I think you can still, at this point, build the proper super team. You know, I just think it takes a collection of one guy, 1A, 1B, complementing each other, and then the third guy complementing the top two guys. I think you can definitely do it. It's there. I mean, you have these mini super teams where it's like their top three guys aren't like superstars, but like OKC, like J-Dub, SGA, Chet, they all fit each other pretty perfectly. You know, they're all complementing each other's game. You know, you look at Boston, they have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Porzingis. You know, they fit each other pretty well. So it's like you have these mini ones. You know, and I think the extreme ones that we used to get where you have 2 top 5 players and like a top 15, I don't know if those are going to be the case anymore. It would take like a Phoenix-like guy to go to another team. Like if Kevin Durant goes to OKC, we're fucking talking here. That could possibly be a potential super team, you know, depending on how they move.
It would be.
Yeah, that would be like insane.
And that would work in my opinion.
That works.
See, but you have to trade Dort. And you're cool with that 100%, not even thinking twice about it?
I'll try to trade Kaysen before I trade Dort.
You might have to get both.
You have to give both.
You might have to throw both.
This for KD?
It's for KD.
Because Giddey ain't want to get it.
The OKC Thunder have so many draft picks. You can just not throw in Dort and just throw in those draft picks. They have some great ones. They have one from Utah.
Here's the thing. I think Aaron Wiggins is not Dort as a defender, but I think if they lose Dort, Aaron Wiggins can go in there and still be really good for them.
They have some Clippers picks.
He's not Dort, though.
No, he's
Losing
not.
Dort is
But I think
tough.
he's really, because offensively, I think he's slightly a little
Because
better.
the numbers say Dort's the best perimeter defender in the game.
No, he's
one of them.
defensively, he is one of them ones. I'm saying offensively, though, Aaron Wiggins gives you some defense, and offensively, I think he's a little better. Just a little better.
I think the super teams of this version where you're just going to get 3 stars and then sign a bunch of dudes to veteran minimums, I think that's dead. I think you could have super teams where you have super teams, quote unquote, where if you have 2 really good players, top 10 players like the Lakers, for example, and then you have Rondo, you got Dwight, you got KCP and Caruso, and you got all these really solid role players. Of course, JaVale McGee. When you have 2 high-level players and you surround them with high-level role players, that's always going to beat out 3 just high-level players.
It's all about the finances. Because the Warriors were able to get KD because of the contract they gave to Steph
and
off
Dre,
of the ankle injury.
Yes.
They got a steal for that, and the cap went up that year. I feel like it's getting overblown because I believe the Nets would have succeeded if they were healthy. So I think the Nets, had they been healthy in 2021 with Harden and Kyrie, they would have beat the Bucks, and I thought they would have won a championship. And
hypothetical role.
I think that deads the conversation of super teams. But this super team they didn't fit. But I think in the future, when you look at a team like OKC that has an MVP level player, a future DPOY in Chet, an all-star for sure, an all-star level player in J-Dub, if they add one guy that is an all-star, all-NBA player, which they have the draft capital to do, that's a super team that I think would succeed 100%.
Oh, yeah.
If it's Kevin Durant, I think it would succeed. If it's Giannis, because Giannis might be on the horizon with the Bucks losing in the first round like this.
Am I wrong to say if you trade Giannis, if you trade for Giannis, Chet has to be in the package if I'm Milwaukee?
I think for him, one of those guys have to be in.
I was going to say it's
because of how young he is.
It's unreasonable to ask
but
for.
Still, even if you trade Chet, J-Dub, Giannis,
Be honest,
SGA,
if I upgrade from, and this is no slight, obviously, because it's fucking Giannis. See you later, Chet.
Would Miami be a super team if they get either KD or Devin Booker?
I don't think they'd be a super team.
Because then you have them, Butler, Bam.
It's teetering on the line.
And on top of it, you have Spo.
Spo should count.
Low-key? Okay,
low-key,
you guys
like,
because Bam,
honestly, like,
Bam underrated playoff riser. Underrated playoff riser. Jimmy Butler, playoff riser, unfortunately injured right now. Kevin Durant, get the fuck out of here.
Sweeper.
I think a super team could still work. I don't think any team is done just not trading for top.
I just don't think you can't sell your soul for the super team. That's the issue. Yeah.
And OKC, they're in a timeline where they're not paying anybody really.
They don't have to sell their soul.
And the benefit of the Gordon Hayward trade, he's been a non-factor for them,
not at all.
was that they opened up $30 million cap space for this offseason. So they could make a contract with KD work simply by just adding in a Case and Wallace. They don't even have to add 2 players. Based on the value that Phoenix getting back, maybe you want that. But I think if you are building around Devin Booker, I agree with you, Drew. You ask for Lou Dort in that deal.
Yeah.
If you are just going into a full rebuild, it's like, I could just get Kaysen with all these picks and I'll be fine if I trade these guys.
It's one of those that you try in that trade, Giddey, Lou Dort's, first round picks. Now, if you're the Phoenix Suns, you have this guy that you can trust to be your facilitator in Josh Giddey. Now Devin Booker goes back to playing the 2. Lou Dort, you get one of the best perimeter defenders in the game. He can knock down some threes also. Grayson Allen also just signed an extension. You have Bradley Beal, who also you have ties to, whether you like it or not. I don't know how possible it is to move him, but at least now you're shaping out the roster to be a good basketball team. This AAU style of basketball, it does not deliver championships. We've never seen it done. It will not happen.
This is the final thing until we move on to the NFL draft and losers. I just want to get your guys' opinions on these trade packages because you mentioned it for the rebuild. Let's say the Phoenix Suns go into a full rebuild. If the Suns go into a full rebuild, Kevin Durant, first player traded. I have 2 trade packages. Mm-hmm. Miami Heat, they get Tyler Hero, Nikola Jovic, Terry Rozier, and 2 first-round picks for KD.
The trade sucks.
That's not a terrible trade.
I think you can find better.
Let me hear it again. 2 first, Nikola Jovic, Terry Rozier.
Nikola Jovic has been very good this series against the Celtics. 6'9", he could defend, he could handle.
If there's one player, maybe I swap out.
You should work for the Miami PR team.
He's 20 years old.
No, he's a good player.
I feel like you can find.
I'm not
better.
saying that's the fucking auto accept.
Kevin Durant.
You can find better.
It's Kevin Durant.
If I'm the Suns, I'd probably say, I don't want Rozier. Let me get Jaquez.
Yes, if I could get Jaime in this too.
Now we're cooking.
If you're the Heat, though, do you trade Hero,
money-wise,
Jovic?
it's not going to work.
Did you have Hero in
you have
this?
Hero in that
Is
contract.
Hero in this deal?
He's
Apologize.
KD's at 50.
So
it wouldn't work.
The deal is Hero, Jovic, and Terry Rozier.
That would work.
And 2 firsts.
Jaquez wouldn't work unless they add in Duncan Robinson.
Now you're selling your soul because you're basically trading your all your role players.
We need that.
Hero can go. I would trade Jovic in this situation too, even though he's a nice young player.
You wouldn't trade Jaquez.
I would want to keep Jaquez over.
What if the Suns say, I want Hero, Jaquez, and Duncan Robinson in 2 firsts?
Not Jovic.
Not Jovic or Rozier. So Rozier,
I would do it.
I would do it.
You got to win.
The next trade package is with OKC. It's Case Wallace, who's the centerpiece of the deal, Kenrich Williams, Josh Giddey, and then 4 first-round picks.
Can we trade anybody with Josh Giddey?
I would take a first out of there.
Like money-wise,
can I get Lou Dort instead of Giddey?
It works regardless.
How many firsts is Dort's worth, in your opinion?
I think he's worth
2,
at least
3?
2?
3 most, but
because I was going to say
protections, but probably
because is 2 firsts instead of 4 firsts with Lou Dort's more intriguing to you? I think to me,
well, what are the Suns going to do? Are you going to try to compete with Devin Booker, or are you also trying to move off Devin Booker and reset this whole thing?
I think that with that deal, though, you get a point guard in Giddey, you get another guard in Kaysen who can also can score, can
this
shoot.
We're going to still compete
defense.
package.
Correct.
If you get Dort.
Correct. And then you have Lou Dort's, your 3. This is now your Mikal Bridges-esque player. Not the same offense, but elite level defender. Booker goes back to the 2. You have Kenrich Williams. I apologize. Don't want to butcher his name. And then you have now Grayson Allen can come off the bench. Your big situation still a question mark. OKC maybe is not the best team to deal with that, but this is more intriguing to me. If I'm a Suns fan, I'm building a basketball roster.
So for trading Kevin Durant, best case scenario, with OKC, you get Case and Wallace back and a bunch of picks. With the Heat, it's Tyler Hero and it's Jovic and Jaquez, one of those 2 young players. Whoever it's going to be, that's best case scenario. Now let's talk about Devin Booker trades.
This is where you can get a bag.
The first one that comes to mind is Orlando Magic. You trade Franz Wagner and Cole Anthony and 4 firsts.
So you got Suggs, D-Book,
Who's going to say the unpopular thing right now?
You want to keep Franz?
Franz has been the best player for Orlando the last 2 games.
I don't know.
Last game, most definitely, he took
been
over.
the best
Didn't
scorer.
Paulo have 30?
He might have been.
Game 2, was it? Paulo had
It was
Or he
game
might
one.
have. Game 2.
I think it was.
I think
game
Franz
3
been
he
their
was
best
better.
scorer.
Yeah.
Game 3 and Game 4,
Yeah.
Franz
He's been
has
great
been
at home.
OD.
I don't think that matters when you talk about Devin Booker, though.
I agree with
Game
you.
3, Paulo had 31, 14, and 5.
What
Word,
did
yeah.
Franz have? I don't want to sound like
I think he had a 30 ball.
Franz had 16, 5, and 8.
Yeah.
he had a 30 ball game 4.
Last
He
game,
did.
yeah, facts.
So even with you saying that, I understand what you're saying. but Paulo is more valuable.
Undoubtedly.
And he's
Paulo's
untouchable.
untouchable. Yes,
He's undoubtedly.
So if you're the Magic, do you trade Franz and picks for Booker? With D Book, Paulo, Suggs.
You still need a point guard though. You're hoping Black can be that. If I'm the Suns, I'm trying to get Black in the deal though.
I would too.
Yeah, I'm trying to. If I can get one less pick, try to get Black. I think that'd be the.
Because I'll be honest, ain't nobody want Cole Anthony.
Yeah, like I'd try to.
He's a filler in the deal.
I'd just say give me who else is a filler? Is Joe Ingles still in the deal? $11 million deal. If you can give me Ingles, Black, Wagner, give me 3 first-round picks. I'm cool with that. I'm Phoenix. We're here.
Package.
We're here.
Package.
Like I can rebuild with this. I got my point guard. I got my 3.
Because you still for Orlando, you're still keeping Suggs, so you're still kind of keeping that tenacity in the backcourt defensively, and you got Devin Booker to partner there.
Still need a true point guard, but we can figure that out.
And the way Paulo facilitates,
Jalen's not that real true one.
Nah.
And we still keep Isaac. Ledge.
Yeah.
If you can hold on to Isaac, that's a W. Yo, Isaac has been OD too this series.
The Magic package is the most intriguing, and then comes in the Knicks. They can't trade a young star to be role players and picks. Mitchell Robinson, Dante DiVincenzo, Bojan Bogdanovic matches the contracts, and then 5 first-round
Julius
picks.
can't get traded?
He can. I don't think the Suns would want him, so they probably find a third team. But this is just a scenario that doesn't involve
shooters.
Julius Randle.
You're giving up some shooters.
If you get rid of Dante, you fill in with Devin.
Yep.
That still fills that void of the shooting.
And the
great for
Suns
you.
get a center that they can have.
Deuce has been awesome. So that backup point guard role is there. I would do that. Yeah, I like that one.
If I'm the Suns, though, that Magic offer is a lot more enticing.
It's just no young players for the Phoenix to bank on. It's just a lot of good role players. If we had a team, these guys would
This
be dope.
includes Mitch, you said, right?
Yes. Because I'm under the assumption they would want to re-sign Hartenstein over keeping Mitch long term.
If I'm the Knicks and I see the success that I've had without Julius Randle, of course, we see how this playoff run turns out. Julius definitely becomes that piece that I'm trying to move.
That's
and
the
this
first
is
guy.
this is an all NBA player. This is a guy that has a good amount of money that he can match contracts with
Next
Devin
PR guy, you're
Booker.
here.
Yeah.
I am. And then you match that with Dante DiVincenzo, who was just number 3 in most 3-pointers made this season. You put that on top of a young player in Deuce McBride, who's shown you a lot. Match that with 3 first-round picks or however many first-round picks. That's an intriguing deal, honest to God.
So best case scenario for the Suns and their future, they get picks they can use to acquire young players, and you'd have a core of Kaysen Wallace, Franz Wagner. Best case scenario, those are your 2 best young players, possibly Anthony Black. Or if you go the alternate route with the Heat and the Knicks, you have Tyler Herro, still relatively young, Jaquez or Jovic, and then with the Knicks, it's Mitchell Robinson and Dante, some vets that can also be traded, because I think Dante can be traded for like 2 firsts.
For sure.
He's been amazing.
Yeah.
Well, last game maybe not the best.
I think the Suns run it back, though. I don't think they blow it up this quick.
I think you trade Grayson, get a wing that can defend, modestly hit a 3-point shot.
What else? You don't have anything else to trade but Grayson.
Oh, listen,
you
brother,
don't really have picks.
They don't have shit. But, got to figure it out. Got to do something. So,
I mean, Grayson did up his trade value a ton, being the best 3-point shooter.
and he's
in
at
the league this year.
$18 million. You can get somebody.
It's a shame DeAndre Ayton didn't care about basketball last year. They might have had a chance.
Is it? All right, this is going to sound crazy. No, let me not say it.
Kevin
What are you
Durant
gonna
wasn't
say?
good.
Out of all the shit you've said on this podcast,
Orlando.
okay.
I'm
KD?
Phoenix. Relax. I'm calling. Yo. I got Grayson Allen. You guys need shooting pretty fucking badly.
Okay.
How much is Jonathan Isaac worth to you guys?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
More than Grayson Allen.
See ya.
Throw in 3 to 4 seconds if they
Do
can.
the Suns even have seconds?
I don't know what they have.
I'm going to be honest, Riv.
You got to call desperate teams.
I don't even say a word. Hang up the phone.
Well, it's a good thing you don't get paid the big bucks to do it.
Jonathan Isaac has been their best 3-point shooter this series versus the Cavs.
I
He's been
promise you
their
that's
best
not saying
defender.
much.
No, that is saying something.
Not really.
I mean, the first 2 games they were shooting like under 30%.
No, the team's shooting 31%. This isn't a guy that's known for shooting.
Well, he's in the corner.
And he's been your best shooter.
Shooting corners.
I mean, Grayson
Probably not
would
a
be
lot
a
of
starter
attempts.
for them. Because it would be Suggs, Grayson, Franz, Paulo, and Wendell.
Okay.
that'll up your game. Just listen. All I'm saying, you got to call the desperate
That's
teams.
not a hang up the phone. That's disrespectful to Grayson Allen.
No, I
You don't hang up the phone.
No, I hang up
But
the phone.
Isaac,
No, you do
Isaac
not.
changes it from
Jonathan
you're a good
Isaac
defense to
is
you can be an elite
one of the
level
most
top
versatile
elite
defenders.
defense.
No, for sure. I look at it as like
6'11" and play the perimeter and interior. I mean,
you need
that.
shooting. You know, shooting
You're
is
getting an elite shooter back. though.
is the most important thing. That's going to unlock Banchero.
But
Shooting can
Isaac can
also
shoot.
kind of go up and down sometimes. Is Grayson not going to hit
inconsistent.
47%
the
of his
respect.
threes?
He gets the
does.
respect, you know.
Yeah, but if the first 40 games he's out there shooting 36%.
You know, yeah, that's
I think Isaac, he lifts up their defense for sure, but I think the Magic, even without Isaac, still would have a great defense.
Would you trade Anthony Black for Grayson Allen?
well, the money wouldn't work, but in
You
a
understand what I
vacuum,
mean? Correct.
it would make no sense. What was the point of me drafting him?
Cole Anthony makes how much?
11. Cole Anthony is not enough.
No, well, Cole Anthony Black.
If you're giving all that up for Grayson, damn. What was the point
All
of
that
even
up.
drafting
Let's
Anthony
be honest. Well, obviously you want him to be your point guard, but Anthony Black himself's not that. He's not an elite shooter. Obviously, even in comparison to
Black?
Grayson.
He's a top 8 pick.
But for what you can go and you can get,
I mean, if you want to do it, do it.
If the Magic win the series, there's pressure on them now going into this offseason to let's make moves to get better.
Yes.
It's not Anthony
I think
Black
they're going for Malik
redevelop.
Monk though.